Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the live broadcast today. My name is Natalie Ledwell, and I'm looking forward to having a chat with you today. Today, my topic is all about mindfulness for meditation. So I have some tips that I wanted to share with you today on how we can implement some mindfulness practices that will help us with our meditation. So if you are here on the call, or on the live broadcast, please make sure that you type in your name and where you're from so I can give you a little shout out. Any questions that come up for you as we go through the broadcast today, just type them in so that I can answer them for you while I'm here live on the broadcast. So I'm just checking how many I have. I have 6 tips to give you today. 6 tips to give you. Before we get into that, I just wanted to give you a little look at the view that I'm looking at right now. So I'm here in San Diego, and I think you can see through the window here this lovely view that I get to look at. It's a stunning day here in San Diego. I don't know where you are right now in the world, but I'm hoping that you get to look at a lovely view as well. It looks like they're gearing up for a baseball game. What are we? The Padres. Of course, the Padres here in San Diego. So Bianca, hi Bianca, it's great to see you here. So we're looking at mindfulness practices. Now, when we talk about meditation, I think we all understand the benefits of meditation. Even if we don't practice it ourselves, there's been so much research that's been done to tell us how meditation can help us cope with stress, how it can lower our blood pressure, how it can increase our health, and how it can really help us to be more centered and embodied in what it is that we're doing throughout the day, and help us to keep our thoughts clear and to be able to respond to situations rather than react. But sometimes a lot of the feedback that I get is from people going, well, I don't really know how to meditate. And there seems to be so many different ways to meditate. What is the right one for me? Which is always an interesting question, because like we said, there are quite a few different modalities out there, or different ways that you can meditate. But with all of them, the purpose of meditation is so that we can still our mind. So that we can get rid of all the monkey mind and all the crazy thoughts that are going through, and just center ourselves and be still with our mind. So Hamza, will music help? Yes, music definitely helps when it comes to meditation. Like we said, as long as you're concentrating on one thing. Some people say, look, clear your mind of thoughts, and some people are like, well, wait a minute, what do you mean clear my mind of thoughts? How can I possibly have no thoughts whatsoever? Some people say focus on a blue flame, but and every time a thought comes in that distracts you, then just gently push it away. There are some meditations where you repeat a mantra, so you're just repeating the mantra over and over again, so you're concentrating on that. Again, other thoughts are being pushed out while you're just focusing on that. You can listen to music. Some beautiful ethereal type music is fantastic. And you can also, buy guided meditations, or we have, brainwave entrainment meditations. So there's a whole bunch of different ones that you can do. But with all of them, the purpose is to try and clear a lot of these, this chatter, thoughts out of our mind. So Carl Gustav, hi, meditation tips are useful. Yes. All right. So what I wanted to share with you today is some mindfulness practices that we can do that are as beneficial as meditation, and also help us to focus and keep our, keep thoughts, crazy thoughts out of our mind, or, the repetitive thoughts out of our mind, so that we're keeping our mind clear and just focusing on one thing. So let me tell you what I was going to, let's go through those tips today. So the first one could be something like walking your dog. A friend of mine, Dr. Joe Dispenza, I think you've heard me talk about him quite a bit. He does a lot of work on the neuroscience and the brain. He does a walking meditation. We have friends of ours that also do walking meditations, but you don't necessarily have to be listening to anything while you're walking. You could be walking the dog, but then as you're doing that from a mindful practice, appreciate everything that's around you. Look at the trees, appreciate the green of the leaves, the surface that you're walking on. Look at your surroundings and really appreciate and be grateful for those things that you have around you. I know that in the mornings when I walk Bella, or throughout the day, when I need a little bit of a break, I'll take Bella out, and I live on a marina. So, it's my trigger, it's my anchor, so that every time I go out, I just take a deep breath and I'm like, and I'm just, just appreciate the sun glistening on the water. or the smell of the ocean, or I can hear the seals. They have like, sea lions, just around the corner. I can hear them. Like appreciating all those kind of things so that I'm not, just having thoughts, whip around my head. I'm actually mindful and appreciating everything that's around us. Tristan Truscott, yes. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I know Tristan also is an advocate of the walking meditation. And when we can do that from a place of mindfulness, it's fantastic. Okay, number 2 is while you make coffee or tea. Hi, Elizabeth from Miramar in Florida. How are they doing? Now, I love this. This is actually my girlfriend, Zena Muzica. Now, you may have heard of Zena's Gypsy Tea. I am actually friends with Zena of the Gypsy Tea. And she has this whole practice or this ritual that she does in the morning, where she'll get up and she'll, get the tea, boil the water, put it in the pot, help it, draw the tea, then, pour it out, sit down. And even while she's drinking the tea, she's doing it from a very centered and mindful place, appreciating the flavors and the smell and the aroma. And of course she has a deeper level of appreciation for that because she's worked directly with the women that work in the tea gardens in Sri Lanka. And she's, obviously she does a lot of work with them to help, build hospitals and schools and so forth so that they have, and they and their children have education and so forth. But to even sit in that and go, where this tea has come from and how, beautiful it is. And then wherever you're sitting and whatever view you're looking at the time, just really appreciate all of that. So something as simple as having a tea or a coffee in the morning can be this, mindful ritual that can really keep you centered and embodied and ready to face the day. So hi, Kathy Cook. Hi, good to see you here again. Great to see you. Deborah Harrison. Hi, Deb's from Melbourne. Hey, how are you doing? Great to see another Aussie here. Okay, so number 1 was walking your dog. Number 2 was while you're having tea or coffee. Number 3 is while you do the dishes. In my case, it's while I'm unpacking the dishwasher. Not necessarily while I'm doing the dishes. But, think about this, how, I had actually did an interview on Voice America last night with Betsy Chassey. Betsy is a good friend of mine. She was one of the directors and producers of What the Bleep Do We Know? She's a long-term friend. And she was saying how she still cleans her own house because for her it's mindful activity. She gets in, and the fact that she can do it, clear her mind, and then, at the end see this accomplishment of the clean room, of a clean house. She loves to do that. Same thing as you're doing the dishes. Put one dish at a time, make sure, it's clean, but just focusing on what it is that you're doing, focusing on the cleanliness of the dish, purposely, or, putting it into the strainer. Well, for me, it's unpacking the dishwasher. So I'll pick out one plate at a time, being very careful, putting it back into the cupboard, again with the cutlery. So it's any exercise like this, cleaning dishes, all these kind of things, which seem to be mundane exercises that we can do because they don't require a lot of thought process, but we can do from a mindfulness point of view where we can clear all other thoughts out, which is great. Okay, so the next one is while you take a shower, right? So, how many times have we had an idea in the shower? Yeah, many times. And again, like when I'm in the shower, I do the same thing. I try to be as mindful with all of my activities first thing in the morning, because I'm meditating, I'm going to the gym, I'm doing my gratefuls, I've got all these different things that are going on. But when I'm doing things like the dishwasher or the shower or so forth, I try to be very purposeful and mindful in the actions that I'm doing. I have a certain routine in what I do, and I, try and stick to that and do it with care, do it with love, if you know what I mean. Now, and the thing is, by doing that, it also, like we said, it can allow, even though we've got a lot of monkey mind thoughts going out, when we are doing these mindful practices, because we've shut down the chatter, often that opens up the venue for intuition, or for guidance, or for, or for those, that ideas from that higher consciousness to come through. It happens so often in the shower. It's such a common phenomena that you can buy those. They're like a writing pad, like a waterproof writing pad with a pen that you can stick up on the tiles in your shower, so that when you get a brilliant idea, you can actually write it down. which is which is awesome. So because it's a great place for that to happen. So again, be mindful with that. And the more that we do these little activities throughout the day, where we are stilling our mind, where we're getting back to center, it's really helping to train our mind so that when we are sitting in meditation, regardless of what style of meditation that we love to do, it's really helping us to train our brain to get into that state at a much faster rate and be able to stay there more often. Now one of the other questions I get about meditation was how long should I do it? Now it's the same, depending on the type of meditation that you choose. I have done meditations that go for, my gnarliest one is 4 hours. I've done some that go for 1 or 2 hours. But it's whatever you can fit into your day. Because, some meditation is better than no meditation. And these practices and these ideas that I'm giving you right now are actually giving you some ideas of how you can do like little mini meditations or mini mindfulness practices to help still your mind throughout the day. But if you start with 5 minutes, then go to 10 minutes, then go to 20 minutes. I mean, this is the difference that you will feel, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, is quite measurable and quite palpable. So, yeah. So taking a shower. The next one that I want to recommend is when you're listening to your favorite song. So you know how sometimes your favorite song can just transport you to somewhere, different. I like listening to Coldplay. It's one of my favorite bands. And there are certain songs of theirs that I will listen to that really evoke an incredible emotion for me. So when I'm listening to that song, I'm not listening to anything else. And I have an embarrassing story. Well, it's not an embarrassing story, but an experience to share. So my original Mind movie I created I was using the Coldplay song called Clocks. It's my favorite song. And because it was to my original Mind movie, and of course that Mind movie was the beginning of this incredible life that I've got to create, every time I hear that song, I'm moved to tears. And I'm put into this, incredible feeling of love and accomplishment and, and pure faith that everything that I'm doing I'm doing on purpose. So I was in an Uber the other day, and I could see when I got into the Uber, so he had a CD play in, and I could see that it was ready to play that song. And, and this guy started talking to me, and I go, "Excuse me, but if you don't mind, do you mind just turning that song on? It's one of my favorite songs. And would you allow me to listen to it, uninterrupted?" He said, "Sure." So, he's probably thinking, who is this crazy lady? So I'm sitting in the back, I've got tears rolling down my face as I'm listening to this song, and with this smile on my face, like, I'm in pure bliss, because that particular song transports me into that. So if you have a particular song that you absolutely love, that reminds you of love, or reminds you of an important part of your life, or that takes you to a place that's going to raise your vibration and raise the feelings that you have, then I wholeheartedly agree and recommend that you do that. Susan Leahy, hi, in a bus heading to Playa, hi. Well, I'm glad that you're heading home. That's fantastic. Christine Castelli from Nevada. Hi, Christine. Great to see you here. Okay, so we're up to well, this one will be very pertinent for you, Susan Leahy, because number 6 is while you ride in a bus or a car. So this is another time that we can really practice mindfulness. Now, we know what it's like to be driving in a car and get to a traffic light somewhere, and we've been daydreaming or we've been doing whatever, and then you go, wow, I actually don't remember driving for the last 10 minutes. So we can be very, mindless while we're in the car. But when you're driving the car, if you're in the bus, while you're doing that activity, just sit there and appreciate the warmth of the sun on your face or on your skin. Appreciate the other people around you. Appreciate the fact that that your hands on the steering wheel, and just be very present in the moment of what you're doing. If you're on a bus, of course you can be looking around at a whole bunch of other things. Where you're in a car, you have to be a little bit more careful. But even appreciating the flow of the traffic. I appreciate my car. Every time I'm in it, I appreciate the fact that I get to drive a great car. and how much I love being in it, and the smell of the leather, and the, you know, and the way that it I feel when I drive it. So that's another thing that we can do, where we can really sit down and focus our thoughts onto one particular thing. So I want to say hi to Melissa from Kemah, Texas. Hi, Melissa. How you doing, Texas? Kathy Cook loves some of the people at Playa. Yeah, so there is quite a community down there of really amazing people. My girlfriend Susan is one of them. Our marketing manager Emma and her husband are some of them. We've got a whole group of friends down there. So it is an amazing community down there. Okay, so that's my 6 points. So let me just quickly go over them again for you. So we have, while you're walking your dog, is a great time to be mindful and present. While you're making tea or coffee, you know, make that a morning ritual. While you do the dishes, or clean the house, or unpack the dishwasher, any of those. While you take a shower, of course, that's a lot of people are doing that. While you listen to your favorite song, and while you ride the bus or sit in a car. Okay, so someone's saying, hi, good morning from a frosty Melbourne morning. Oh, I know, I've heard that there's a bit of a cold snap happening, which is crazy, because you guys are supposed to, oh no, you're heading into winter, that's right. It's coming early. Sorry, guys. It's always cold in Melbourne. Jules, hi. Elizabeth, hi. I have one of your videos, the gratitude meditation systems, would recommend it to everyone. Yes, 13 minutes. Exactly. You know, if you can get your hands on a great guided meditation, and we have quite a few that are in our bank, you can go to the My Movies website and find some more there. So I have some gifts to give you today. I actually want to give you 3 pre-made My Movies. These are different to the 6 pre-made My Movies that we have given away in the past. But these 3 particular ones have been created specifically to overcome procrastination, to increase motivation, and for long-lasting energy. And as you know, with all of the My Movies that we have here that we create for you, they are professionally made. You can download them instantly, so you can start watching them instantly. And they're fantastic to be able to download to your phone, to your iTablet, so that you can actually carry them around with you. So, even when you're sitting in a bus and you're having a moment where you want to be mindful of getting to that positive vibration, you can just whack your phone out and play one of these My Movies, and it'll put you instantly into this amazing, beautiful, higher vibration. So I hope you've enjoyed the information from today. Thank you everyone who's joined me. And said a little hello, and I look forward to coming to you again. So Ray from Canada, hey, well, I've blasted a shout out before I go. I will be coming to you again on Friday at 4 p.m. with some more juicy content and information for you. So until then, have a great time, look after yourself, and I will chat to you soon. Bye for now.